is that they are scattered to the four winds. We have to travel from one place to another, to another, to another. We don't have the money to survive on. Forcing us to travel just costs more resources and more time. It's nice to have stuff like that set up at four different churches, or six different churches, or eight different churches. But the fact is, that makes it so much more complicated on all of us. And then when we have to go somewhere to go to sleep at night, and of course, they got these places spread all over the place. Warming centers, different church every night or every other night. Depends on the area. A lot of them have unreasonable expectations of human beings. They truly do. Tillamook is a real nasty place. There's some people that are nice, but the problem is that none of these services, none of them actually help the victims. None of them address the actual issue. The fact that we're abused into homelessness and then we're abused for being homeless. A lot of these places, I've had women here that I've recorded on this channel telling me these places have helped them with these things. But then again, they're women. The other thing is they went in with somebody else. Today I went in with a gentleman and I did get blown off. However, he was there to witness it, and it was recorded. Trying to explain to people out here why I do things the way I do, a lot of times they have to spit out this idea, right? Like today, of course, the gentleman didn't have any sort of malice in what he did, but he wanted me to go down and he said I could get a cold Starbucks drink and use his food stamp card. And I told him I was not comfortable doing that because, first of all, they'll pretend like I'm defrauding the government. And also, like, see, it's his money. But he's not supposed to spend it on others, so I make sure that he doesn't spend it on me. And this is the thing, is that I was abused to the point that I had no resources, and people kept on telling me to do things I literally still to this day cannot do for myself. Because I am afraid to talk to any of these services alone. They're not going to understand. They're going to blow me off. They've done this for years. Literally, nobody helps out the disabled, despite the fact that we're supposed to have someone to help us. All of my disability money, every last bit of it, my back payments, all of it went to paying my fucking goddamn predators while my friends helped them to do it. Because they thought if they just ignored the abuse, if they just fucking ignored it, it'd be fine. And because they ignored it, because they didn't come forward about what they knew, that is their everlasting shame. None of these people out here on the streets are taking this seriously either. And that's the biggest thing for me. I mean, we can get a lot done. We can get a lot fucking done for the amount of money that I paid my fucking sister to help me. For that amount of money, you would think that my little sister would actually help. She would actually treat it like it's a fucking job. I mean, for the amount of actual quote-unquote work that she did, no, it wasn't actual work. The fact that she showed up doesn't make it work. The problem was that Tara was fucked up on drugs. All she wanted to do was get the money and go get more fucking drugs. Her and Ed and Nora fucking taking advantage of me to get my disability money. That is my disability money. I needed to use it to take care of myself, but I can't take care of myself when I am constantly being fucking bombarded and abused. When I cannot take care of myself and I constantly have to look over my shoulder for fucking cops and criminals because nobody's gonna give a fuck. It shouldn't have cost me $1,800 in a drone just to have my evidence destroyed, be threatened, harassed, and intimidated. Oh, sure, I could have fucked that up quick, fast, and in a hurry. There was plenty of weapons within hand's reach. And no, none of them were intended as weapons, but I guarantee you they could have been used as such. I'm not stupid. I'm aware of the world around me. I'm aware of what hurts. I'm aware of what saves lives and what takes them. But people don't take seriously the fact that I will literally scream at the top of my lungs for help because nobody is understanding. I can't do these things myself. At least the gentleman that I ran into today, he went in with me today. Now there's the fact that there was a couple hours there where he was, well, doing his own thing, and a few hours where I was doing my own thing. It just, at least I found somebody to help me. I just hope that I can show him enough, given my lack of resources, for him to be able to speak up and him to be able to know with confidence that I'm telling the truth. When I say no, KNOW, that's different from belief. I don't care who you fucking believe. I care about the evidence. I don't think these guys out here are understanding that we can get something done if we work together. But nobody does. Nobody wants to actually work together. And if it's not a group of meth heads working together to get more meth, it's probably not going to happen. It's probably not going to be any sort of actual cooperation, especially not for mutual benefit. No, everybody will scam you. And they always scam the nice guy. He's usually the guy that needs the most help. And you say, well, you should stop giving to everyone else. No, it's not that. It's that he doesn't have a voice. You victimize him and you tell him it's his fault. He needs to speak up, but then when he speaks up, you tell him he's a horrible person for not pretending everything is okay. Any one of these people could have saved themselves the heartache. They could have saved themselves the embarrassment. They could have saved themselves the shame by simply telling the truth to begin with. I'm tired as shit. I just want to sleep. But I can't. I gotta be afraid. I gotta be afraid of some nut job like Nolly smacking on my window. Or some fucking cop coming and smacking on my window. Some of y'all say to be patient. Let me tell you something. Years and years ago, before Natalie died, for over a year and a half, I heard that be patient bullshit. For a year and a half, I took abuse. Well, a year and 2 months, actually, but it was a lot. Being cut off from my friends and my loved ones, being stuck in Chapel, Nebraska, where people have shitty attitudes and all they do is talk shit about everybody else. The place I'm at, it's got one of those signs up says nobody's supposed to be here between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. Problem is, the guy who's going to help me is parked here, and I'd like to get started as soon as possible. We got a place we're supposed to call today. With him, with getting the Starbucks, he also missed the point of I needed to go down to Fred Meyer's, where they have a Starbucks I can sit at for a while and actually go through that stuff. I don't know how this gentleman would feel about going to the library with me, but this is an emergency. There's a lot of evidence that's been lost or stolen, and I have done everything I can to try to show it. But without the resources to do it, being repeatedly forced to move, it doesn't matter if I have mail sent somewhere, if I can't go back and get it, if I don't have anywhere for it to be sent to, if I am overwhelmed and I can't even remember all the places I have to call to try to get that done. That's one of hundreds of things that needs to get done. There were hundreds of witnesses to hundreds and hundreds of crimes committed against me. You guys pretend that I'm one of these schizophrenics or crazies or people on drugs. No, that's Natalie Bollinger. That's that Robert feller that was over at the feed, too. Christine Bouhit was like that. At the end of the day, I don't want anybody else's life to end. I just want mine to. Because without somebody at the very beginning, when it made a fucking difference, actually caring, it wasn't gonna make a difference. We had one chance to try to show the truth. And through the procrastination of others who thought, oh yes, let's be patient. No. If I'm abused today, I need to be able to turn it in today. If there's paperwork that I need to get, I don't need help getting it in 25 years. The longer it went, the more of that stacked up, the more alcoholics and drug addicts I had to stay with and try to get help because nobody fucking cares I got the wrong equipment. I just wanted the abuse to stop. That's what I wanted before Natalie was killed, too. The fact that they stalked me as a group, the fact that they were on the drugs, the fact that they were the ones who threatened and harassed and intimidated me repeatedly, just for asking for those people to leave me alone, for them to tell the truth and call off the dogs. People are cowards, though. They'll let it happen as long as it's not happening to them. They'll blow it off nonchalant like nobody else matters. We're not human beings. Getting fucked up, that's what life is about now. It's about getting fucked up on drugs, getting fucked up on alcohol, and I'm not okay with it. I'm just saying, to each their own. If they want to do those drugs, it's fine. It's their body, not yours, and I agree with that. At the same time, with the current set of political crap that we're going through, and the excuses that we got coming from our own government and from our own people, it's gotten to the point where we need to allow the victims to go to an assisted termination of life booth. They need to be able to press a button, go to sleep, and not have to wake up ever again. As many of y'all may know who follow this, the reason I go to Starbucks is because of the internet and plugins. This gentleman said that he's got an inverter. I don't think he's understanding how much there is.